Welcome, my name is Marcella, and today we're going to do a hip mobility practice that can be done daily. No special props are required for this practice. However, I'm going to use a pillow and a stretching strap. If you don't have a strap, a scarf works really well. And if you have blocks available to you, those can be handy for modifications, but it's not required. Let's get started. Make your way down to your back and rest your head on your pillow, making your upper body nice and comfortable so that we can focus on the hips. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little squeeze. Resting your hands on your knees, we're going to draw some circles in the hip socket. Knees are going to move out towards our armpits, down, around, and in. Knees to chest, out towards our armpits, to the sides, down, around, and in. Trying to keep our legs relaxed in our hands, so our hands are moving our legs in the circle. Good. And we'll switch directions on this next one. So knees are going to travel down, out to the sides, up towards the armpits, and in. Making as big a circle as is comfortable on your joints. And because our hip joint moves in so many different directions, we want to take our awareness to all sides of it. So let's bring our knees to center. We're going to stack our knees over our hips. Engage your low belly a little bit just to protect your low back. Separate your knees, make two fists, and place them between your knees. You're going to squeeze your knees towards one another, in towards your fists, and press your fists out into your knees. So we're waking up the inner side of the hip joint here. You should feel your inner thighs firing up a little bit, all the way down into your groin area. Good, and then release that. Take your palms to the outsides of your knees. Gently press your knees out into your hands, hands back into your knees, feeling the outer side of the hip fire up. Make sure you're breathing. No tension in the jaw. And release that. Take your palms to the fronts of your thighs now. Press your hands into your thighs, the fronts of your thighs into your hands, feeling the front of our hip crease firing up. Good, activating there. And then take your fingertips behind your knees. This is the last one. Pressing the backs of our thighs into our hands and our hands back into our thighs. Feeling our sits bones and our hamstrings. Taking our attention to those areas of the hip. Good, and then draw your knees into your chest. Just draw one more circle in each direction and notice if there's any difference in your hips after activating those areas. Maybe a little more warmth and availability. Good, and then lower your feet down to the mat. Hip widths distance apart, feet right in line with your sits bones. We're going to take our hands down by our sides and lift our hips into a bridge. So it doesn't have to be a high bridge. We want to look down our torso and see that our shoulders, our pubic bone, and our knees all are in one straight diagonal line. So we're not letting our low back arch. We're really tucking our hips like we're tucking our tail between our legs, lifting our pubic bone up towards the sky. Good, and then just gently take your fingertips to your hip bones, these two protruding bones in the front. Press lightly down into them and press your hips back up into your hands. So you'll feel a lot of activation in the glutes and hamstrings. That's what we're looking for. Just generating a little bit of heat here. You can lower your palms back down by your sides. We'll just hold for a couple more breaths. Sending your breath to those areas that are working really hard. Good, ground down through your heels. Gently traction your hips towards your heels so you'll feel your upper spine gently move down the mat. And then we'll slowly roll down, starting at the top of the spine. See if you can lower one vertebra at a time, articulating through the spine, all the way through that low back, through the pelvis, and back to your starting position. Good work. Let's roll onto one side and make our way up to all fours. Finding our tabletop position, shoulders over wrists and hips over knees. Let's take a few cat-cows. We're gonna arch our spine forward, deep breath in. As you exhale, press the ground away, round your spine, tuck your tail between your legs, and think about pressing your hip bones forward towards your hands. Inhale, we arch, and exhale, round. Good, 2 more on your own breath timing. Inhale, arch. If you're feeling this arch pinching your low back at all, just ease off. Squeeze your belly, and exhale, round. Last time. Good, come back to neutral, come back to center. Finding a long spine, reaching out through the tailbone, out through the crown of the head. We're gonna squeeze our right heel to our right glute, hover that knee off the mat, and then just gently draw a few circles with the knee. So the knee is gonna come down knee to knee, open to the side, and lift up behind you. We'll just do one more in this direction, and go the other way. So we're mirroring those same circles we just did on our back. Good, last time. Excellent work. We're gonna step that right foot forward however you need to, bringing that foot between your hands. This is a great time for blocks if you have them available to you. And we're gonna take our pillow and set it underneath our back knee. Good. Finding a lunge shape here. Untuck your back toes, let those toes rest down. Squeeze your belly and slowly walk your hands up to your thigh. Coming up to our lunge. Squeeze your abs so that you're making your pelvis nice and vertical. So we want to reach our tailbone for the floor and lift our low belly up towards our ribs. You should feel a lot in the front of the left hip. From there, you can gently start to press your hips forward if that's available to you. Wherever you feel the stretch is fine. And then we're going to reach our arms up to the sky and take a few deep breaths here. Good, slowly lower your hands back down, either to the blocks or to the floor. Tuck your back toes under, extend that back leg, reaching that leg long, and then tap that knee back down to your pillow and re-extend. 2 more. Last one. Great work, lower that knee back down. We're gonna take both hands to the inside of the right foot and heel toe that foot halfway back around. So we're gonna extend the leg straight out to the side, in line with your left knee. Again, if you have blocks and want to use them, this is a great place for them. Otherwise, our hands are just resting right underneath our shoulders. We're gonna press the sole of our right foot down towards the floor and try to relax our right inner thigh towards the floor as well. You should feel a big stretch on the inner thigh and the groin. And we'll take 2 cat-cows here. So gently moving through an arch and a tuck. Just one more time. Good work. Come back to center. Slowly slide that right foot all the way back around to meet your left. Take the pillow away, set it to one side. Tuck both sets of toes under and lift your hips high, downward dog. Pressing into our hands and feet, let's walk our dog, so gently bending one knee and then the other. Letting that feel good. Allowing movement in the hips. Good, one more time each side. Excellent. Lower both heels down to the mat. One more big breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly lower your knees down to the mat. 2 cat-cows. Untuck your toes. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Press the ground away. Press your hip bones towards your arms. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Great work. Come back to center. Long line of energy through your spine. Nice neutral spine. Squeeze your left heel to your left glute. Draw some circles with that left knee. Out, back, and down. Mimicking those circles we did, lying on our backs. And we'll switch the direction of the circle. So reaching that knee up to the sky behind you, out to the side, and down. Reach it up, out, and down. Just one more. Up, out, and down. Great work. We're going to step that left foot forward, finding a lunge, walking your foot between your hands, grabbing your blocks if you want them, and then tucking that pillow underneath your right knee. Squeezing your belly right away, lifting off that left thigh, and walking your hands up to your lunge. In your lunge, we're lifting our belly, reaching our tailbone for the floor, activating our right glute, our back glute. And then when you're ready, reach your arms up to the sky. If balance is challenging for you here, ground down through that right foot and think about dragging that left foot, dragging that left foot back slightly. So you're squaring off your hips. Gently lower your hands down to your blocks and tuck your right toes under. We're going to extend the right leg a few times. Extend and then bend, tapping the knee down. Extend and tap. Keeping our hips nice and low. It's okay if the leg doesn't get fully straight. Great, and then lower that knee down. Take your left hand inside your left foot and heel toe that left foot halfway around until it's in line with the right knee and the leg is straight. We're going to soften the inner left thigh down towards the mat and take 2 gentle articulations in the spine. Inhale, cow pose, heart forward, and exhale, cat, either with your hands on blocks or right under your shoulders on the mat. One more time. Excellent. And then come back to a neutral spine. Slide that left foot the rest of the way around to meet your right knee. Take the pillow away. And then tuck both sets of toes. Lift your hips high. Downward dog. Maybe getting a little bit more deeply into this down dog than you did the first one. Again, you can always place your hands on blocks to modify. Good, we're going to shift our weight into our left foot and lift our right leg high to the sky. Gently bend that right knee and then open the right hip. So we're trying to stack our hips one on top of the other and keep our shoulders squared down to the mat. 2 big breaths here. Good, gently lower that right foot back down. Left leg lifts. Bend your left knee. Open that left hip, stacking it on top of the right, keeping your shoulders square to the mat. A couple big breaths here. And then return that left foot down to the mat. Soften your knees all the way down with control and make your way around to a seat. Grab your strap and your pillow, or your scarf as the case may be, and we'll lower all the way down to our backs. Bend your knees, plant your feet flat. We're gonna loop the strap around our right foot. Hanging on to either side of the strap, letting the weight of your leg rest heavy in your hands. Flex that right foot. And we want to try to get our thigh bone vertical over our hip. So if you can't do that with your leg straight, just soften the knee a little bit. Stretching out the back of our leg, our hamstrings. Options here, you can always extend that left leg long. And if you're quite mobile, you can draw that right leg slightly past 90 degrees towards your face. Energy reaching out through both heels. We're peeling our toes towards our shins. Active stretch in the hamstring. Great work. Slowly rebend that left knee if it's straight, planting the left foot flat. Both straps are going to go into the right hand. Reach your left arm out to the side and then open your thighs like a book. Left knee goes out to the side, right leg goes out to the side. Adjust your grip on the strap as needed. Opening up the inner thighs and the groin. And breathe. Slowly come back to center. Take the strap off that right foot. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Press that right thigh away from you. If you feel a stretch here, this is plenty for you. Otherwise, thread your arms through behind your left thigh, lifting that whole shape towards your chest, flexing your left foot. If that makes you curl your head and shoulders up, try to lower your head down and relax your neck. You can always thread the strap behind your left thigh and use that to hold on to the shape. If you're quite mobile in your hips, think about pressing that right outer thigh away from you and dropping your tailbone down to the mat. So rather than tucking your hips under, think about dropping your tailbone down and drawing that whole shape in from there. Three more big breaths. And then we'll lower that left foot down to the mat. Set your strap to one side and draw your right knee in towards your chest. We'll all extend our left leg, heel's going to be down, and soften that left leg down so you can release the leg. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, reach your right arm to the side. Start to draw that right knee across your body, but keep your right hip anchored down to start. So we're increasing the distance between right hip and right knee. I mean, we're not actually increasing the distance, but that's what we're thinking about. Right hip anchors down, right knee is reaching across our body. Good. From there, you can always just stay right here, or if you want to add on, let the knee win this game of tug of war between hip and knee, and slowly let that knee cross all the way over, taking a spinal twist. And wherever you end up is just fine. Try to keep anchoring your right shoulder down. Slowly come back to center. Place that right foot down, bend your left knee in, grab your strap if you like, looping it around your left foot. The other option, if you don't have a strap or a scarf, is just to hold on behind your left thigh. Flex your left foot, toes curl towards your face, heel is reaching long, really reaching out through the back of the leg. Option to extend the right leg along the mat and energize that leg, reaching out through both heels now. If you can't get your thigh bone, your left thigh bone over your hip socket, you can always soften that knee a little bit. Great, slowly rebend the right knee if it's straight, planting the right foot down, reaching a little higher on your straps with your left hand. Right arm is going to reach out to the side, and we open our thighs like a book, right knee out, left leg out. Slowly come back to center. Take the strap off your left foot. Just rest it somewhere nearby. Cross that left ankle over your right thigh. Gently press the left thigh away from you. Stay right here, or thread your arms on either side of the right leg, clasping behind the right thigh, and draw that shape in towards you. You can also thread the strap behind your thigh and hold on to the strap. We want to keep our head and shoulders relaxed down on the mat. And if you're feeling really open, challenge yourself to lengthen your tailbone down to the mat and still keep drawing your right knee towards you. Breathing deeply. And gently lower the right foot down. Set your strap aside. Draw the left knee in towards your chest. Extend the right leg long on the mat. And then take your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm reaches out to the side. Start to cross that left knee over your midline. Keep anchoring the left hip down to start. So we're playing tug of war between the right hip and the left hip and the left knee. Left knee is going to win slowly. Crossing that knee over as far as is comfortable for you. Keeping the left shoulder anchored down. Slowly unwind to center. Reach both legs out long. Take your arms down by your sides or up overhead, wherever's comfortable. Finding a shavasana, final resting pose. Hopefully your hips feel rejuvenated. Thanks for practicing with me today. Spend as much time as you need in your shavasana, letting everything relax. And I'll see you next time.